He's one of the most recognizable and influential figures on the world stage, a leader who has shaped Russia's destiny for over 2 decades. But who is Vladimir Putin, really? How did a boy from a modest Leningrad apartment rise to become one of the most powerful men in the world? Today, we're diving deep into the life story of Vladimir Putin, uncovering the key moments and lessons from his incredible journey. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, on October 7, 1905. His childhood was far from luxurious. He grew up in a communal apartment, sharing a kitchen and bathroom with several other families. His father, also named Vladimir, was a factory worker and a decorated World War II veteran. His mother, Maria, worked various jobs to help make ends meet. Young Vladimir was an energetic and sometimes scrappy kid. He discovered a passion for judo, a martial art that would profoundly shape his philosophy on life. He once said that judo taught him respect, discipline, and the ability to see an opponent's strengths and weaknesses. It wasn't just a sport. It was a school of life that taught him how to think strategically and stay calm under pressure. These were skills that would prove invaluable later on. As a teenager, Putin dreamed of joining the KGB, the Soviet Union's famed intelligence agency. He was inspired by spy novels and movies, seeing it as a way to serve his country. In a bold move, he even went to a local KGB office to ask how he could join. They told him to get a law degree. So, that's exactly what he did. He enrolled in Leningrad State University's law faculty in 1970. University life broadened his horizons, but his goal remained firm. After graduating in 1975, his dream came true. He was recruited by the KGB. For the next 16 years, Putin served as an intelligence officer. Much of his early career is shrouded in mystery, as is typical for spies. We know he spent several years in Dresden, East Germany, from 1985 to 1990. His official role was director of the House of Soviet-German Friendship, a cultural center, but his real job was gathering intelligence. This period was crucial. He witnessed firsthand the collapse of the Berlin Wall and the decline of Soviet influence in Eastern Europe. He saw a superpower crumble, an experience that left a lasting impression on him about the importance of state stability and national sovereignty. When the Soviet Union itself dissolved in 1991, Putin, then a lieutenant colonel, resigned from the KGB. The world he had dedicated his life to serving had vanished. It was time for a new chapter. Returning to his hometown, now renamed St. Petersburg, Putin began his political career. He started working for Anatoly Sobchak, the city's first democratically elected mayor, and one of his former law professors. Putin quickly proved himself to be an efficient and loyal administrator. He rose through the ranks, eventually becoming deputy mayor. He was known as a quiet, behind-the-scenes operator, the gray cardinal who got things done. He was responsible for attracting foreign investment and managing the city's external relations. This period gave him practical experience in governance and economics during a tumultuous time for Russia. In 1996, his mentor Sobchak lost his re-election bid, and Putin found himself out of a job. But his reputation for competence had reached Moscow. He was invited to join the presidential administration of Boris Yeltsin. Once again, Putin's rise was meteoric. He moved through several high-level positions, and in 1998, he was appointed head of the FSB, the successor agency to the KGB. He was back in the world of intelligence, but this time at the very top. A year later, in August 1999, an ailing President Yeltsin made a stunning announcement. He appointed the relatively unknown Vladimir Putin as his prime minister and named him as his chosen successor. Many were skeptical. Who was this quiet man? Could he lead a country as vast and complex as Russia? The answer came swiftly. Russia was facing immense challenges, including economic instability and a brutal conflict in Chechnya. Putin projected an image of strength and decisiveness. He promised to restore order and rebuild the nation's pride. On New Year's Eve 1999, Boris Yeltsin shocked the world again by resigning, making Putin the acting president. 3 months later, in March 2000, Vladimir Putin was elected president of Russia in his own right. His ascent to the pinnacle of power was complete. As president, Putin's first 2 terms, from 2000 to 2008, were focused on what he called strengthening the vertical of power. He aimed to stabilize the economy, which was still recovering from the chaos of the 1990s. Riding a wave of high oil prices, Russia's economy grew significantly, living standards improved, and a sense of stability returned. He also reined in the political influence of the so-called oligarchs, the powerful business magnates who had amassed vast fortunes and political power. During the Yeltsin years, he asserted the authority of the state, arguing it was necessary to prevent the country from fracturing. Constitutionally barred from a third consecutive term, Putin stepped into the role of prime minister in 2008, while his close ally Dmitry Medvedev became president. Many observers saw this as a strategic move to maintain his influence, and indeed, Putin remained a central figure in Russian politics. During this time, he continued to oversee key government initiatives. In 2012, he returned to the presidency, winning the election with a strong majority. He was re-elected again in 2018. His later terms have seen a focus on asserting Russia's role on the global stage, modernizing the military, and promoting a more conservative, traditionalist national identity. So, what can we learn from this remarkable and complex life story? First, the power of a clear goal. From his teenage dream of joining the KGB to his later political ambitions, Putin has shown an incredible focus on achieving his objectives. He set a goal, identified the steps needed to get there, and pursued it with relentless determination. Second, the importance of adaptability. When the Soviet Union collapsed, Putin's world was turned upside down. Instead of fading into obscurity, he adapted. He reinvented himself from a spy into a politician, applying the skills he had learned in a new context. Life rarely goes according to plan, and the ability to pivot and find new paths is a crucial skill for success. Third, the principle of loyalty and building strong alliances. Throughout his career, Putin has been known for his loyalty to his team and his mentors, like Anatoly Sobchak. In turn, he has built a circle of trusted allies who have been instrumental in his long tenure in power. This highlights the importance of relationships and building a network of people you can rely on. And finally, projecting strength and confidence. Whether in judo or in politics, Putin has cultivated an image of a strong, decisive leader who is always in control. This isn't just about appearance, it's about a mindset. Believing in yourself and projecting that confidence can inspire others and help you navigate even the most challenging situations. The story of Vladimir Putin is a compelling case study in power, strategy, and ambition. It's a journey from a communal apartment in Leningrad to the Kremlin, shaped by the discipline of martial arts, the secrecy of the spy world, and the turbulence of modern Russian history. Regardless of one's political views, his life offers powerful lessons about setting goals, adapting to change, and the dynamics of leadership. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. What do you think is the most important lesson from Putin's life? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about the people who shape our world. See you next time.